Hi, my name is Peter and this is step 27 in the series Blues Guitar Solo and 40 Steps from Zero to Hero, and this is what it sounds like. The thing I'm trying to teach you, to explain to you, is that you don't need that much licks. You only need 10, 20, 30, but you have to be able to play them in a lot of different ways. That's the key. When you know the map through the 12-bar blues, you can use all those licks, all those hundreds or thousands of licks to play a really nice blues solo. For instance, when you take a simple lick like this. That's one way to play it, but you can play this lick in 20, 30, 40 other ways. Just change the rhythm. Now I played it on 1, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. But when you play the same lick on the second beat, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, then it already sounds different. But I could also play more notes instead of. I play the first one double, the second one, or 2 bends in the end, the other way around. And that's really the key to a good solo. A good solo is based on 3 things. 1. What you play. Is it a nice lick? 2. How do you play it? Dynamics, vibrato, that kind of stuff. And the third part, and that's really a lot of times forgotten, the rhythm. Don't play boring rhythms like. But when you look at solos of B.B. King, the rhythm is really nice. And all 3 are equally important. What you play, how you play it, and the rhythm. Step 27, I'll explain it to you bar by bar. Bar 1, the rhythm is rest, 2, 3 and 4. On the 1 there's rest. On 2 there's the 10, the root of the D chord on the 10th fret of the first string. On 3 you play 13-10 on the first string with the pull off. And the pull off, don't use too much strings. Imagine you would pick it with your pick here, and you do the same with your finger. 4th finger I do it, maybe you with your 3rd finger, doesn't matter, as long as you do it right. It's 1, 2, 3 and on the 4th beat there's again the 13. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you can do the little bend on 13 on beat 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Bar 2, the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. On 1 you play 13-10 with a pull off. On 2 you do the same. And on 3 you play 2 times the 13 on the first string. So 1. And rest on 4. Bar 3, the rhythm is rest, 2, 3 and 4 and. On beat 1 there's a rest. On 2 there's the 10 on the first string, the root of the D chord. On 3 you do 13-10 with the pull off on the first string. And you do the same on the second string on beat 4. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Bar 4, the rhythm is 1 and 2 and rest, 4 and. On 1 you play a double stop on the second and first string on 10. On 2 you play only 13 on the first string. And on the end of 2 again the double stop. So it's 1 and 2 and. So it's 1 and 2 and. On beat 3 there's a rest. On beat 4 you play 13-10 on the second string. So it's 1. So bar 1, 2, 3, 4 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Bar 5, the rhythm is 1 and 2, 3 and. On the 1 you play the root of the G chord on 12 on the 3rd string and the 10 on the 3rd string. On 2 you play a full bend on 12 on the 3rd string, that's 1 and 2. And on 3 you play 2 times the double stop on the first 2 strings on 10. So it's 1 and 2, 3 and. Bar 6, a nice bar. The rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. On 1 you play the full bend on 12 on the 3rd string and the double stop on 10 on the 1st and the 2nd string. On 2 you play 2 times the double stop. And on 3 you play the same as on beat 1. So it's and a rest on 4, a real nice lick. Bar 7, the rhythm is more difficult. It's 1 and rest and 2 and. There's an 8th rest. That's only half of the second beat is a rest. You play on the second half. On beat 1 you play 10, 13 on the 1st string, the root and the note above the root. On 2 you start with a rest, but on the end of 2 you play the 10 with an upstroke because it's after the beat. So it's 1 and 2 and. So it's 1 and 2 and. And on 3 you play 13, 10 on the 3rd beat and 4 is a rest. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Down, up, rest and down, up. It's difficult. Do it right.
Right.
Bar 8 starts the same, only at the end on beat 4 you play 13, 10 on the 2nd string. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So bar 5, 6, 7 and 8 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar 9, the rhythm is 1 and 3 and. Also the rest of an 8th rest on the first part of the second beat. Beat 1, you play the full bend on 12 on the 3rd string, so it becomes the root of the A chord. And you play that on the second part of the first beat, the 10 on the 2nd string. So the first beat is 1 and. The second beat you start with the rest, and on the end of 2 you play again the bend on 12. So it's 1 and 2 and. And on the 3rd beat you play 2 times the 10 on the 2nd string. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and. Bar 10, a real nice bar. The rhythm is rest, 2 and 3 and 4 and. On the 1 there's a rest. On 2 you play 12, 10 on the 3rd string. On 3 you play the 12 and a full bend. And on 4 you come back and 10 on the 3rd string. So it's 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you can not pick the bend or you can pick it. Whatever you like. You're the boss. So it's 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar 11, the rhythm is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. You play 2 times the 12 on the 4th string on 1 and 2, 1, 2. On 3 you play 12, 10 on the 4th string and the same on the 5th string on the 4th beat. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. You could do it with pull-ups. That's nice, but I pick it. Bar 12, the final bar, 2 times the 12 on the 5th string on 1 and the end of 1. So 1 and 2, 3, 4 and you keep it ringing, there's no rest. It's 1 and 2, 3, 4. So bar 9, 10, 11 and 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4. That's it, that's step 27, I guess a nice solo. So when you play this, you can play it with the backing tracks that I've uploaded on A, C and D. But you can take this solo, which is in D, but you can go to the backing track of C and play this entire solo in the 8th position. Or you can go to A and play it in the 5th position. Mingle all the solos. Play the ones in A and C and D. Play the ones in C in A and D. So you get more and more familiar with all the licks and the places on the fretboard. And change them. This is not the truth. This is not the only way to play this solo. You can play this particular solo in many, many other ways. You can play it loud, you can play it soft, you can play it with pull-offs, you can change the rhythm, and little changes make big differences. Really, really, that's the secret. Have fun.